I don't know how to start this video, man. This review is just going to be a complete mess. It really is. Chelsea have beaten Real Madrid. Chelsea are in the Champions League final. When Mason scored that goal, man, I don't know if it's the emotion of not being at Stamford Bridge, and once again, what an incredible evening it would have been if we were at Stamford Bridge tonight. But massive moment for the club, massive moment for this squad, for Thomas Tuchel. Yes, I am going to be drinking a beer throughout this because whatever, drink responsibly tonight, Chelsea fans. But just on a small note, and I think I may have said this on some of my videos, I've always wanted, when I had my YouTube channel, to make a video, a review. I always dreamed of making a review stating that Chelsea had beaten Real Madrid, and for it to happen, and it to happen in this fashion, and it to be us getting into a Champions League final, it's just surreal. It really is. There's so many big performers tonight. I think it'd be harsh to just point out like a couple of figures, because of course we can look at the goal scorers, we can look at Kante, we can look at Edouard Mendy, we can of course look at Mason Mount, but all of this has come about because of the incredible work of one Thomas Tuchel. He has just been astonishing. If you've been a long-term subscriber, you know how low I think all of us, but especially I personally, felt back in January about the squad, about the club. What he has done, I think, he has done things that, like, we haven't got to a Champions League final since 2012. We haven't got to a Champions League semi-final in 7 years. What he is doing in a short space of time, he is like breaking hoodoos. He is taking his club back to where I think some of us doubted it could get back to this quickly. The way he's conducted himself on and off the pitch, his tactical nous, of course, and intelligence, but getting the best out of players. That Jorginho tonight for me is like the best example of this. Jorginho was with one of his best, probably his best and most important performance for Chelsea. A player who I think a lot of us doubted, would you ever, like a year back, if I'd said to you that Jorginho would be one of Chelsea's best players and most crucial players in a Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid, I don't think many people would have predicted that. That's, of course, down to the work rate of the player. That's down to the commitment of the player and the commitment to the tactics Tuchel has implemented, like a lot of these players. But I think it just shows you that this isn't like the perfect squad. I don't think any of us would call this squad as great as, say, the 05 squad, or as great as even maybe the 2017 squad. But these players, young players too, at the forefront of this, with the lack of experience they have at this level, it's incredible. Chelsea are massively ahead of schedule in my opinion, and they've got a chance for glory. They've got a chance. Thomas Tuchel has got a chance to put himself down as one of the most loved Chelsea managers. For me, if you win the Champions League, a bit like Robbie Di Matteo, was only here for a very short space of time as Chelsea's head coach, but what he did in that period of time will never be forgotten. And that's what all these players, I look at someone like Dave tonight, who has given so much to Chelsea over so many years under different coaches, but stuck in there, has been such a great spokesperson for the club. He has the chance potentially to lift the European Cup at his age. Thiago Silva, a great of the game. I think the emotion you saw from him tonight was, he was at the final last year of Thomas Tuchel, and maybe in his own head he felt, could I ever get back there again? He's got that chance too. Edouard Mendy, who was unemployed when he was 23, 24, is now about to lead Chelsea into a Champions League final. I'm sorry for rambling. This is so monumental. This is so big. I don't think me breaking down the tactics tonight, I think there's another day for that, man. I think there is. Tuchel made some big calls. It was a surprise to not see Christian Pulisic in the starting lineup, but Timo Werner almost having his Fernando Torres moment tonight. He was brilliant tonight. He really was. For all the missed chances we had, and that has been just a constant theme of Chelsea this season, but they've got to a Champions League final. And Timo wasn't the one missing those tonight. He had one that was ruled offside that he finished quite well, and in the second one, he was never going to miss the build up to that goal from N'Golo Kante, the audacious chip which unfortunately hit the bar, but luckily fell perfectly to Timo Werner, and Werner scoring a massive goal for Chelsea. If you look at him as an individual, Werner, despite all the frustration we've had with him, he's collected some big moments in this Champions League run against Atletico Madrid, setting up the goal for Hakim Ziyech in both games against Atletico Madrid, but also the Man City semi-final semi-final. We've got the FA Cup final coming up too. I felt across the team just the structure that was there. I mean, Edouard Mendy, Petr Cech deserves so much praise. All the praise we give to Petr Cech for his legacy at Stamford Bridge. More legacy and more praise for bringing in Edouard Mendy last summer. I mean, Mendy, how was he worth 16 million? 16 is the magic number. Some of the saves he made in that first half were brilliant. They really were. All the talk we've had recently about Donnarumma coming in, say, from AC Milan or another keeper, or spending 100 million when we don't need to. Edouard Mendy is the best proof I can give you that we don't always need to go out there and spend billions of pounds on players. For key positions, Edouard Mendy has been wonderful, and the story of Mendy has been wonderful too. I was worried. I was concerned. The amount of chances we were getting in that second half, I don't know, it sounds silly, and I know people will probably laugh at me for this. It's just like the football gods. You know, I've watched a lot of football over the years, and you feel at times with us missing that amount of chances, you're going to get punished, despite the fact that Madrid didn't look close to scoring against us in that second half. But you just know how football works. Mason with the big chance that he's got to score. Kai hitting the bar. Kai missing a really good chance as well. Kante, I think there was a few more just balls rolled across the box that players just missed. We had a few headers from corners that went wide, and you're thinking, it's Karim Benzema. You know, he got close twice in the first half. You felt this is going to be the moment where he steps up once again. But Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic was exceptional off the bench. He really was. The way he added energy and just kept Chelsea moving. What I loved about the mentality of our players tonight was you never felt like those misses really hurt us. You know, it was either the fact that Madrid just weren't good enough to cope with us, which I think was true, even with their 4-3-3, even with Sergio Ramos back, even with Eden Hazard and Ferland Mendy. Chelsea players just kept on going, kept on believing in themselves. That confidence that Tuchel spoke about yesterday, of having the confidence at this stage of the competition. And what I loved about it was, in reflection, yeah, it should have been probably 4-0 tonight. We should have absolutely battered Real Madrid. But for Chelsea as a club to get to this stage, compare this performance to the one in 2012 against Barcelona. Yes, very different, a much better team, of course, in Barcelona, one of the best sides we've ever seen in European football. But it wasn't defensive, it wasn't reactive, it wasn't us clinging on. We were absolutely going out there and just destroying one of the most famous teams in European football, arguably the biggest club in the world. Chelsea now, for me as well, another small thing that I picked up on, have the Holy Trinity for me in and sort of the triple, I think, of us beating Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, those three mega clubs in Champions League knockout ties over the years. We finally have done it against Real Madrid as well. I think that's something special to discuss as well. What else to say, man? Of course, Mason Mount was going to score the big goal. It just felt so right that he was going to be the guy, the player of our season, the player that has just been extraordinary. And that goal, of course, emotional. Of course, we all knew that was game over. I think Pulisic and Kante, the way those two linked up, and the way Pulisic was very calm in that situation, thought about it and rolled the ball through to Mason. It reminded me of a goal that Lampard scored, I think, against Liverpool in the mid-noughties. You know, Lampard made some of his biggest moments in Champions League nights at the Bridge, and Mason has done the same tonight for himself, getting Chelsea, securing our place in the final against Manchester City. This has just been an awful year, man, in terms of going away from football, but not being able to go to the ground. You know, it felt like a lot of, I think for a lot of us, you know, emotion, collective emotion and relief and just happiness tonight to be able to get to that Champions League final. It's just beyond ridiculous, really. And the FA Cup final is very close as well. The fact we could match the legendary performance of 2012 and get this club another European Cup is just mind-blowing. It really is. And given what we did against Man City in the FA Cup semi-final, I think, and given what we've done in this competition so far, you've got to have faith in Tuchel. Don't question Tuchel at the moment, at least, when he's making big calls, because all of them are paying off. People got annoyed because Pulisic wasn't starting tonight. Absolutely got his spot on. Timo Werner scored the goal. Pulisic comes on, sets up the second goal. Everything Tuchel does at the moment is just astonishing, and I think that the way he's been able to re-energize this club and re-energize this squad and get them to heights I don't think many of us expected them to get to this season is just, it's magical, man. So as I say, I'm sorry this review has just been a complete mess. Probably the messiest review I've done this season. Chelsea beat Real Madrid. Let me know, guys, in the comments. Please hit that like button. Share this video. Whatever you got to do, go out, celebrate. Because Chelsea do have a trip to Istanbul booked later this month, where Chelsea could once again be the kings of Europe. Thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Twitter, @TheChelsea, and I'll see you again.